across all the sports we can here in South Australia, Baz. Roller derby is one of those that we get from time to time.
Yes.
Our next guest, of course, has just won a tournament, so we thought we'd better get in and have a chat.
Do you know what that tournament was called, Phil? This is what I love
The Tropicarnage Cup.
Tropicarnage Cup.
So there's a bit of carnage in
well,
that.
They do. They give themselves names. They give their tournaments names.
All right.
And that's a great name.
All right. Well, our next guest has got a nickname, Trinket, and Didi Whitford is our guest. Didi, thanks for coming in.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Maybe we should ask a bit about it, because Baz has touched on it. They have great names in roller derby, always have.
Yeah, they do.
How does Trinket become your...
I actually had a dream, so that's how that came about. But I don't have a good story for my name. I think just because I'm little, old, and like sparkly things.
Oh, Trinket,
like a little Trinket.
So Trinket, you're a jammer, mate. You're a jammer. Now, the jammer in roller derby is the one that scores all the points. So being little, an advantage or a disadvantage being a jammer?
So I guess the little ones, we're known for being zippy and fast.
Yep.
But, if the taller skaters get you, then they send you flying.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of cat and mouse, which is part of the fun of it. Yeah.
All right, my partner's daughter's just got the roller skates out, so she was skating around last year. Now she's upgraded and got the better pair of roller skates, which you can wear in the house, on the road, anywhere you like. How did you get started?
Well, I always loved skating. I was already skating in the street with my children. And one of my friends messaged me to tell me that there was an ad in the paper and that there was a sport on roller skates. So I was very excited because I come from a sporting background. I used to play squash professionally when I was younger. And so I just found Adelaide Roller Derby and started trying out and was skating with them before there was even, trying out before there was even been a game in Adelaide. So I was already skating in the street beforehand, but obviously transferring and learning new skills to play roller derby is completely different, and being full contact is part of the fun, but also part of the challenge.
Yeah.
Now, you're wearing your medal.
Yes,
which is
I'm very proud of, you can see.
Tropicarnage Cup.
Carnage. Yes.
Carnage. Tropicarnage.
There was probably some carnage at the cup, yes.
But the beauty about this, and I was reading the story this morning, was that your daughters were involved in the same team? Are they the same?
Yeah, both my children, Taylor and Ashley. Ashley's non-binary, so just prefer to use non-gendered terms. But yeah, they both play on the travel team with me, which I'm very lucky to, travel and go to training and see them at training.
Wow.
Tell us a little bit about training, because roller derby is one of those sports that seems to peak for a little while, then it drops off, then it gets a lot of numbers again, and then it drops off and it comes up and down.
That's exactly right. It's a really hard sport. It looks it's exciting to watch, but we do have a high turnover of skaters and members because it's really hard to play. It's a really skillful sport, and some people don't, join for social reasons. And it's a small community in general. Yeah, so we try to get as much exposure, like coming to things like this, so we can, inform the public about roller derby. But it is generally a small community, and obviously through COVID, we've struggled with, the challenges of our member numbers, like all sports.
Yep.
Yeah,
so we're really looking forward to
getting them back,
them back and filling up our teams. Yeah.
So you have 4 teams here that play against each other and 2 travel teams.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So the 2 travel teams, are they made up of the 4 home teams? Or
that's right. Yeah. So there's a selection committee that select the top skaters for the A and B team from those 4 home teams. Yeah. So in home teams, we're against each other. Yep. So I go against my children, and we're all on separate teams.
How does that go?
It's intense. Yeah. Our home teams are very competitive, and some of the hardest games I've played. I think. We definitely play to win.
I don't doubt that.
But then it's also nice to play on the travel teams with them.
There's a physicality when you watch it. So you touched on the skill part, and we'll come back to that, because I think it's important to talk about that, because most people see the physicality and go, oh, it's pretty brutal. I don't know if I want my kids playing that. But it's not all that, is it? Yeah,
I guess we try to play safely within the rules, and we do wear the safety gear. When we're at training, we play on a basketball court, which is a lot gentler on the body.
Yeah.
When we do play on concrete, it's nice to skate on, but obviously to fall on, it's not as nice. But there is the risk of injuries, and we obviously try to improve our skills as much as we can to reduce those injuries. I think the longer you play, the more skillful you get, obviously, and the more controlled those full contact hits and blocks are. Yeah.
We try to play within the rules.
Oh no, we do.
All sport does
that's
that.
our aim.
Yeah, I think all sports do that. They try to play
I mean,
within
you get
the rules.
sent off if you do those penalties, and if you get 7 penalties, you'll be ejected from a game. Yeah.
What is the penalties here for if you just went out there and went whack?
I mean, we're aiming to go whack, but using this part of our body. So you're not allowed to use this part from here down, so you can't just go and clothesline someone. Yeah.
But you can hip and shoulder?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And we do aim to do that. Yeah. So anywhere from here to here is full contact.
Do you have an idea what the speed you get up to is?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because sometimes you're going. I mean, going hard too.
Yeah. So during the pack, like it's very like scrummy, but as you're doing your hot lap, some of the fastest skaters will do that in 8 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. So coming around, but entering the pack, obviously the pack of blockers is where the skill comes into it, because you don't want to come in hot and then back block someone. Yeah.
But that's not your role. You're not coming in from the back. You're a jammer.
I'm a jammer. So we do the hot lap, and so we're approaching the pack and aiming to weave our way through and score points by
with a little bit of help from your friends.
A lot of help.
It used to be called the whip. When they had the block.
Oh, definitely take a whip. Yeah.
Yep.
And your offense will help you go through the pack.
What's the skill in getting through? I mean, you got to find the gap, but the gap can close pretty quickly.
That's right.
So how do you pick it? I mean, you've played long enough that you get a good read for it.
Yeah. I mean, different jammers will have different styles. Some will be very hitty. Some will actually jump around the apex on the corners, which I'm not very good
Risky.
at. I definitely rely on my offense more. And we'll go through with them, so they'll hit out the way and sort of thread through. And I'll follow them through. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an explosive sport. Sorry, just quickly before we let you go, you talk about the teams that travel. How often do you travel? Just to tournaments?
It varies. So we have travelled 3 times in this last sort of quarter.
How do you fund that?
Oh, I love it. It's great. I love going to interstate and to play sport.
I mean, financially, sorry.
Oh, financially. How do we fund it? Sorry. That's self-funded. So, we have had small contributions from our league that help pay for part of the accommodation but we do fund that ourselves.
Okay, you're not on the selection panel as well, are you? It sounds like you're doing everything else at the moment. So, by the way, just in her spare time, Didi's a nurse. She's also studying at UniSA graduate study?
It's just an introduction to postgraduate. It is a postgraduate. It's a new course that they've formed, I guess, part of trying to keep nurses studying post-COVID. So it's postgraduate, it's an introduction to critical care.
Okay. So COVID rocked the sporting world. Did it rock the nursing world?
No.
Badly? Like, we always see this, and I don't want to digress from the role derby too much, but, there's always a shortage of nurses, and I've got friends that are nurses, they're always overworked, and obviously COVID comes and now there's less of them. So you're trying to fit study, sport, when you get back to it, and nursing. How complicated was your world?
I've got an extension at the moment for my latest assignment.
There we go. We know it's complicated.
It's been really tough. Like, everyone's exhausted at work, and
great job.
we're just tired of it, like everyone. But we just try and do our best for the people that are sick, and I guess sport is that outlet, that de-stress, and that's my community group that helps me get through.
Well done, Didi. Congratulations on your tournament win too. Excellent to see the medal around your neck. You're very proud of that. Roller derby. It is a great sport. Now, if someone wants to join your team quickly, Didi, how would they go about doing that?
So we have a yearly intake, which is currently running at the moment. So if they wanted to join, they'd need to wait till next year. So we're really excited. We've got that new intake going now. So the best way would be to come to one of our games, which will start mid-March. No,
What?
so at the showgrounds are where our public bouts are. Yeah, and our next one's scheduled, our first one of the season, for mid-March.
Mid-March.
Yeah, and then we'll have some come and tries throughout the season where anyone from the public can come and have a skate with us, and we can show them what roller derby's about and explain more about the league and ongoings.
That's a good idea.
Oh, fantastic, Didi. Good luck with your studies too.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We need to let you go. Roller derby, it's a sport that you might want to get your kids involved in. You might want to go and support them. Get down to the showgrounds and have a look sometime. Stay with us.